Hi, I'm Derek Gilbert. Welcome to a special 5 in 10 inside look at the forthcoming docuseries from Defender Investigative Films, Rescue Us. We have programs about this docuseries coming up on the main Skywatch TV broadcast program beginning November 17th and running through December 8th. But over the next couple of weeks, we're going to give you, the 5 in 10 audience, exclusive looks, never before seen clips from this forthcoming docuseries that really gets to the heart of what we do at Skywatch TV. This series, Rescue Us, exposes the multifaceted industry that is systematically destroying the innocence of our children. From children lost in the foster care system with no chain of custody to the rampant efforts we've seen in recent years to normalize darkness in the classroom. This series gets to the heart of what we do at Skywatch TV, and it's already being called by child advocacy experts a must-watch. So now, a 5 in 10 exclusive preview of Rescue Us.
I was watching Scooby-Doo, I was eating chicken nuggets, and then I had mac and cheese and chocolate milk. And that was the last memory of a happy childhood, and really my only memory of a happy childhood. The reason I was in foster care to begin with was when I was 6 months old, I had third-degree burns on the right side of my head, my shoulder, and part of my back from rolling into a space heater. And those burns were not taken care of by my mother. Social services put me and my 2 older siblings in foster care. We lived with some relatives for 3 years. And I was so excited when their car pulled up into the driveway because I thought, yes, I get to be with my mom and my dad, and we're gonna be a normal family. And that was so far from the truth. At that point, my parents already had 2 more kids, so we were going from a family of having 3 kids to now 5, and I found out that we were moving. We weren't gonna be by family or friends. We were moving states, and so we moved somewhere in Wisconsin. I remember this little white house. I started off having a bedroom with my 2 sisters, and then the 2 boys had a room. At first, it was fine. It was the summer, so we were outside playing. And then suddenly, my days started being spent inside, where I had to do extra chores. At this point, I'm only 4 years old. So I'm doing the laundry, I'm cleaning the bathroom, I'm doing dishes, and then I'm just suddenly in timeout while the other kids are outside on a trampoline or riding their bikes or going to the park. And when I asked my mom why, she never really gave me an answer. It was just like, well, because you just have to stay inside. When any of us were too loud in the house, I was the one to be blamed. The other kids were sent downstairs to play or outside, and I was the one inside getting punished. It went from spankings to like just hitting me. Open hand, closed hand, it didn't matter. And then suddenly I didn't get a bedroom anymore. I had to sleep on the floor, in a closet, or in the basement. My siblings just kept going on with their normal lives. I was staying home when they went grocery shopping or when they went out to eat. I was left behind. Nothing I did, no matter if I woke up early and tried to get the laundry done before she was awake or make sure that the breakfast stuff was set up, she was still angry that I didn't do enough or that I couldn't read her mind. And at 4 and a half, how are you supposed to know what to do, how to run a household, how to take care of other children? If you're looking at an overview of my childhood, besides just the day in, day out beatings, other memories I have are, I was 5 years old, I was standing on a step stool doing dishes because I couldn't reach the sink. And my mom was mad that I wasn't doing them fast enough. She walked over, she had picked up one of the steak knives that I had already cleaned, and like my hand was resting on the counter, and she like just shoved it through my hand and just walked away. Didn't say anything, didn't do anything, and I'm just standing there. And I look down and there's a little bit of blood, but I know, I'm like, if I pull this out, there's gonna be more blood. But I was like, I can't stop doing dishes. So I had to pull the knife out of my own hand, and I cleaned the knife with my left hand and like put it back. And then I just got paper towels and wrapped my hand and just kept going. And that was just when I was 5. When I was 7, we were in another house and I was in the kitchen And at this time, I think I was just like walking through the kitchen, and there had been a cookie sheet out on the countertop. My mom was mad about something, and she walked into the kitchen, saw me, saw the pan, so she picked up the cookie sheet and just kind of like frisbeed it across the kitchen. And when she yelled my name, I like turned to her, and at that time it like hit me right in the head. So I have a scar, it's like a crescent shape, on my forehead, and I passed out immediately. And I woke up laying on the carpet. I remember looking, when I woke up, my eyes were at the ceiling. The fan was going, and I heard the TV on, and I heard voices. So like I sat up, and like I felt my head, because it was like, the last thing I remember I was like getting hit. And so there was like a bandage around my head, and my mom had stepped into the room. She was like, hey, like you probably need to rest for a little while. You can eat those grapes in that bowl, and then like when you're feeling better, you need to go clean up the kitchen. There's no like, I'm sorry, there's no like, how are you feeling? It was just like, rest a little while longer and then go clean up the mess. Well, the mess was the blood that was pouring from my head. I went into the kitchen and I had to clean up that own mess. Saturday morning, about midday, my mom took my siblings off to the park. Their plan was to go to the park and then go grocery shopping and come home. So I knew I would have about 3 hours before they got back. And she had left a list of things to do. So I finished the bathroom and the laundry, and I was working on the kitchen when my dad from his back bedroom had called for me to come back there. And I thought, oh, he just woke up from working all night. Maybe he wants lunch. So I went back there to ask him what he wanted. And it turns out he didn't want food. He wanted me to come in, close the door, locked it, and then from there, that's when really the nightmares started. He asked me to take off my clothes and lay down on the bed, and I was like, this is weird, but like, it's what my dad is telling me to do, and I don't want him to tell my mom I'm being disrespectful and not listening, because then she's gonna be mad at me anyways. And so I just remember laying on this bed, and he moved like all of the blankets away, and they had a old school clock, it was like burgundy-ish orange, and it had the bright red numbers on it. And I just stared at that when he was just touching me. And the first time it was just him touching, feeling all over, and I told him I was uncomfortable and that I wanted him to stop. And he said no. And then I think I tried to sit up and just be like, I don't want to, and that's when he slapped me. And I just stared at this clock, waiting. Okay, maybe mom will come home sooner with the kids. Maybe they didn't have fun at the park, or maybe my younger brother wanted to come home sooner. And so I was hoping they would actually come home when I normally wanted the house to myself, where it to be silent. Close to the time they were getting there, he was like, hey, get your clothes on and like go back, like go do the dishes or something. And I remember just sliding my clothes back on and walking out of that room confused. And then he called me back, and I didn't want to go back there. But he said, come here. And I was like, you can't tell your mom. And I was like, okay. He's like, no, you can't tell her or I'll kill you. I was like, okay. So I knew like I couldn't tell her. And I thought that if I did, she would still be mad at me, that it was my fault. And so I was in the kitchen still when they got back. They brought in the groceries, so I was helping put that away. And she was mad that the kitchen wasn't spotless. And I was like, nothing I could do. So the rest of that day I spent in the basement, just reliving and rethinking about all of it. And that night, I cried. And I wanted it to just be done. I just wanted to run away. I wanted to not be part of this family. And I was just hoping at this point that really my life would be over, and also hoping that it wouldn't get worse than that. Maybe that was it. Maybe this was the last bad day. For the next 3.5 years, it didn't get better. It only got worse day in, day out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we need the grassroots support of our Skywatch TV family to help us get the Rescue Us series out to as many people as we possibly can. This information is being suppressed, deleted, deplatformed, taken down, and is way too sobering for most network television outlets. We need you to get involved. We need you to join us in the efforts to get this series in front of your friends, your pastors, people of influence in government, your communities, anybody and everybody. Help us share this series not only to illuminate the many, many ways that we're losing an entire generation of children to intolerable darkness, but also to assist in the raising of an army of God's people willing to stand in the gap for them. The Rescue Us series shows the viewer what can be done by absolutely anybody willing to say, "Yes, Lord, I will answer the call. I will intervene for those who have no voice and for those who desperately need help." And that's why right now we're asking you to stand with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to introduce the Rescue Us special offer. For your donation of only $49.99, you'll not only receive a copy of the entire 6-DVD docuseries Rescue Us that uncovers the massive crisis destroying an entire generation of youth, all while challenging each one of us to rise up for our nation's most vulnerable and break the cycle of abuse. But you'll also receive the brand new documentary, Rescued, Samantha's Story, where Samantha Orr personally takes you through her nightmarish childhood of unthinkable trauma and abuse to her total restoration in the arms of Jesus Christ. But friends, that's not all. Right now, while supplies last, we're also including in this special opportunity the 4-hour audio series on disc, The Hidden Occultism of Epstein's Orgy Island by the late Dr. Thomas Horn. Silent Cry, The Darker Side of Trafficking, featuring Yaku Bouillons, Ilanka Deaton, Dr. Thomas Horn, and others. And the major motion picture movie, Camp, on DVD, that showcases what God can do in the life of a child desperate in need of rescuing through ministries like Royal Family Kids and is inspired by true events. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $200. Yours now for your donation of only $49.99, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. But ladies and gentlemen, we are so committed to this message reaching as many viewers as is humanly possible that we want to equip you, our grassroots army of Skywatch TV friends and family members, with an opportunity to partner with us like never before. Join us in spreading this invaluable message through the Rescue Us Partner Pack, where you'll receive 5 copies of each of the items we just mentioned for your donation of only $165. That's right, when you order the special Rescue Us Partner Pack, you'll receive 5 copies of the entire 6-DVD docuseries Rescue Us, 5 copies of Rescued, Samantha's Story, 5 copies of The Hidden Occultism of Epstein's Orgy Island, 5 copies of Silent Cry, The Darker Side of Trafficking, and 5 copies of the major motion picture movie Camp on DVD. This massive collection of documentaries, audio series, and movies holds a retail value of $1,000. Yours now for your donation of only $165. With 5 complete copies of everything in the collection, that allows you to keep 1 for you and your family and 4 entire sets to share with people that you believe will also be inspired to stand up in defense of God's greatest gift to us, our children. Remember, your donation helps Skywatch TV continue to get this important message to the 4 corners of the world. You can also stream the entire Rescue Us series and or Samantha's Story right now at skywatchtvstore.com/stream. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. Visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Rescue Us special offer or the Rescue Us Partner Pack right now.